Good morning, Mr. Lennon. Sir, you're charged with illegal dumping. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
A witness stated that he saw the defendant dump a sofa on the 22800 block of Bear Lake Lane on Tuesday, January 21st. The witness stated that he was cooking and looked out of his kitchen and saw a truck and the defendant come out to dump it. And the witness took a photo of the defendant's license plate and of the defendant. The witness told the defendant that you can't dump trash there, and the defendant looked up at the sofa he already dumped and left. The witness stated he was concerned the defendant was going to dump the sofa at a nearby location. So the witness drove to the main roadway near his house and observed the sofa had been dumped at an abandoned car wash located at 11440 FM 1960 in Huffman, Texas, which is not an approved dump site by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. The witness is positive that the sofa is the same brown sofa that the defendant dumped near his house previously.
But he didn't see it.
No, Your Honor, but he did it was the same sofa, and he did follow, and then at that point, the sofa was still on the side of the road.
Yep. The witness stated he was cooking, looked out his kitchen.
I know that he sees it. So he doesn't dump it that first time. He goes to a location, he's about to dump it, but he doesn't, he takes off.
Sure,
Right?
I would just request, this is not with us, this is with environmental. I would just request we hold off on PC reading with the prosecutor.
Okay. I mean, I'm willing to hold it, but you know.
I get it. I just want to make sure the prosecutor.
Mr. Runyon, just take a seat for me in the jury box.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to find that there's no probable cause to go forward in your case. Aren't our streets dirty enough?
Yes,
Don't say anything. Just please,
understand.
keep it nice.
Yes, sir.
All right, please.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. Just hang tight and we'll, okay?
On March 13th, 2025, an officer responded to a criminal mischief call at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant and the witness, who directed the officer to the scene. The complainant stated the defendant came to the location, broke his motor vehicle window, and recorded the incident on his phone for the officers to see. The complainant stated the defendant left the location in a black Kia that had the location on. The complainant stated the defendant was on Rust Creek Drive at an apartment, and he could point to her apartment. The cost of the damage to the motor vehicle was approximately $500. The officer reviewed the video and observed the defendant striking the front passenger window, causing the window to shatter, then leaving the location. The officer observed a brick inside the motor vehicle with glass shards inside the front passenger seat, floorboard, and outside the motor vehicle. The complainant was positively identified by her Texas ID prior to driving to her location per GPS. The officers followed behind, and the complainant pointed at the apartment as the defendant was standing right outside of it. The officer made contact with the defendant, who was wearing the same outfit in the video, and the defendant admitted to breaking the complainant's window.
Got it. Do you have the rip done? I'm assuming this complainant doesn't want to have contact with her?
We have
Not yet? Okay. Ms. Burse, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't care what's going on in your life. Don't have any contact with this person. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of your weapons as well.
Okay.
If I find that you're a danger to my community, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Are you sure?
Yes.
Do you want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer?
If I really don't need one, then no.
You need a lawyer.
Okay, thank you.
You're facing 6 months in jail,
Then yes.
$2,000 fine, plus it could go on your record, and it's disastrous when it goes on your record.
Yes.
It's a good idea. Do you mind giving an application? So I'm going to have you fill out the application. I'll have you take a seat in the jury box. So we'll get your bond conditions. Do not leave until you sign them. And then
Okay.
I'll have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily. You were Alan Villasana.
Sir,
Mr. Villasana, you were charged with two cases. You were charged with theft. You were also charged with racing on a highway. On both of those cases, you were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
The theft or the racing, which
Yeah,
was
start on the theft, because
theft.
earlier on, yeah.
On January 1st, 2025, officers were dispatched to a shoplifter call at a Target in Harris County, Texas. The complainant, the loss prevention employee, called the officer regarding a theft in progress at the location and observed a Hispanic male wearing a tan hoodie and black shorts making a selection and removed the security tape from a JBL speaker box and placed other products inside the shopping cart. The complainant proceeded to keep the surveillance on the male and observe the defendant proceed to exit past all points of sale without any intent to pay the items. The officer reviewed the surveillance and observed the complainant make contact with the defendant at the front entrance and attempted to retrieve the stolen items, and the defendant proceeded to leave the Target and enter a black Chevrolet Spark. With the assistance of a license plate reader and TLO, the officer determined the motor vehicle to be driven by the defendant and obtained a Texas driver's license, which the officer believed completely matched the Hispanic male captured on the surveillance footage. The total taken was $499.03.
On the racing, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On March 15th, 2025, the officers observed a black Toyota Camry and a silver Chrysler sedan traveling at a high rate of speed on the main lanes of the Katy Freeway. Officers attempted to catch up to the motor vehicles traveling 120 miles per hour to keep the motor vehicles in sight, but both motor vehicles were still outgaining speed. The posted speed limit was 65 miles per hour. But both the defendant and the silver Chrysler were racing in competition side by side at points, with both motor vehicles accelerating at a high rate of speed, attempting to outdistance and outgain each other. While the defendant and the Chrysler were racing, they were making evasive lane changes and failing to signal lane change, cutting off multiple motor vehicles to get around traffic, causing victims with their motor vehicles to take evasive actions to avoid collisions. The defendant's motor vehicle at one point drove on the right shoulder to pass vehicles in the right lane and was in front of the silver Chrysler. A traffic stop was
So
initiated.
driving on the shoulder
Yes,
to
on the
get,
shoulder. A traffic stop was initiated and the officer made contact with the defendant, who was the driver. The defendant admitted that he was racing with the other vehicle and that this was not his first time racing, but his first time arrested, and that he would have ran from the officers if he had more gas in the motor vehicle.
Mr. Villasana, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on both of your cases. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will revoke the bond on both of your cases and I'm going to put you in jail. I'm also ordering you now not to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. Do you understand?
hello?
While this case is open, and if I find that you do, likewise, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Can you print me out more affidavits, please? You're not to go to any Target whatsoever as well. If I find that you pick up a third case, it's really not going to go well for you. Do you understand? I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my city at all costs. And if that means putting you in jail and making your bonds high, I'll do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Or would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer?
I didn't have a job right now, so I can't.
Deputy Miranda's going to give you an application. I'll have you fill it out and I'll take a look at it with you. Hey, I'm not done talking to you. I'll have you take a look at I'll have you fill it out. I'll take a look at it. I'm going to have you sign a receipt with Victoria. I'm going to have you come back because I'm going to have you sign an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. And then you'll get with Fleischer for your bond conditions.
I won't be able to come back. I don't have a right.
Figure it out. I'll get you a lawyer and we'll start talking. But I don't want any more problems. Do you understand?
No, I haven't been in problems like 5 years. This is the first time I had a case since 5.
Bill, please. All right, good morning, Mr. Miller. Sir, you're charged with harassing communication. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
The complainant informed the officer that on November 9th, 2022, in Harris County, Texas, the defendant was sending the complainant harassing text messages to the complainant. The complainant and the defendant had been in an on and off relationship and had recently ended it. The defendant would call and text apologies that he would love her. The complainant stated eventually that the defendant started conveying messages that were angry in context. The complainant blocked him in response, and then she began receiving calls and texts from unknown numbers. The complainant even asked the defendant's mother to tell him to stop calling her. The complainant stated that the night that she received calls and that night she received calls and texts from the defendant with him threatening to call Child Protective Services. The complainant and the defendant were using an app and calling and text. The defendant was using an app and calling and texting from different phone numbers, and he sent multiple phone numbers and different text messages that are outlined in the officer's report.
Tons of texts and stuff. How many are we
Yes, sir.
talking? I'm looking at dozens and dozens. Okay. All right, Mr. Miller, I'm going to find there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person. I don't care what medium it is. I don't care if it's a smoke signal. I don't care if it's with Snapchat, WhatsApp. Social media. If I find that you do, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand?
Sir.
No means no. Just, you don't have children with this person. Move on. 10,000 other fish in the sea. It's not worth it sitting in a 6x9 because of one person, right?
Sir.
All right. I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of any weapons as well. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. So what we'll do is we'll give you time to hire a lawyer. I'll have you sign a recent Victoria. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box. We'll get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go. All right.